What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe at No Days Off DFS, and I finally get to say it. I've been waiting to say this for weeks. That WNBA slate breakdown. Three games on today's slate. We have finally made it back after the Olympic break. The girls are back, man. They're back, and I'm so glad to be able to break this down. We got a pretty good contest over here on DraftKings. You guys already know what time it is. We got 10K to first over here, $15 entry over here on DraftKings. We're going to go into all that. We actually have some injury news and things to pay attention to, and a couple of things that might have actually shaken up the slate, especially in the later games. From when me and my boy Cody, when we were sitting here doing just the chatting, just getting caught up on the WNBA. So definitely, if you guys, as always, have not done so already, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content I'm putting out over on the channel. And drop a like on this video if this video or any of my other videos have helped you guys win some money. And I'm not going to bore you guys with anything extra. We're just going to go ahead and get straight into it. I am just excited for this slate. Just for the fact that I actually get to watch some games tonight. It's crazy. But first game, we got Washington taking on Minnesota Lynx. Biggest thing over here for this is the fact that we actually know that we're getting Sykes back. Austin is going to be back. And then also Carly Samuelson, she's going to be back as well. Dee Richardson, already been noted that she's going to be ruled out. So what we're seeing up here for the starting lineup, I fully expect that to be the actual starting lineup. Of course, Dee was starting before the break. You also had Misha Hines-Allen starting lineup, things like that. So what we actually see right here should actually be the starters. This is what they were ruling out in the beginning of the season. And hopefully Sykes does not go out here and turn another ankle in the first game back. Second game, Minnesota Lynx, no news to report over here for them. Nothing has popped up. You know, before the break, we did have Fee. She was sitting out, but Fee, she is back. She's good to play. Right now, they have Dorka in the starting lineup. That should not be the case. It definitely should be Fee back inside the starting lineup, and everyone else will be normal as what we normally see over here. Kayla McBride, Courtney Williams, Fee, Carlton, Alana Smith. That should be your starting five over here for the Minnesota Lynx. Right now, of course, RotoWire, they got a little bit wrong, but that should be the regular starters. I have not seen anything that says Fee is not going to play. Fully expect for Fee to play in this game. Going over to the Phoenix Mercury, taking on the Chicago Sky, which I kind of think is not even think. This should be the game of the night, depending on if Chicago keeps this close enough and what Phoenix Mercury squad we get coming out here. Over on Phoenix Mercury side, Rebecca Allen, she's already been ruled out. Osborne is going to be out as well. Fully expect for, even though they were over there playing for the Olympics, Brittany Griner and DT and Copper, all of them to play. This is a big spot for Copper. As you can see, she is the face, the player of the day for me, pretty much. As you can see right there, she is the player that I decided to focus on for the cover photo for the breakdown. Because if you guys don't know, she's going up against her former team in the Chicago Sky, which she got some bad blood right there. This is definitely, to me, the Copper slate. Over on the Chicago Sky, now, Kennedy Carter, it has her as a game time decision, toss up to play. I do expect for her to play. The last thing that I seen was that she tweaked the ankle in a scrimmage like a week and some change ago. Hadn't seen nothing else from that. Fully do expect for Copper to for Carter to come out here and play. And then the biggest thing, of course, before the break, they went ahead and they traded she was traded. Maria is over on the Connecticut Sun, and they got Mariah Jefferson, and they also got Banham. Haven't seen anything in regards to if she's going to actually be making her debut today, but we do know that Mariah Jefferson will be making her debut for the Sky, and that they have decided that they're going to start Wnba in the starting lineup. So we should see the Lindsay Allen, Kennedy Carter, Wnba, Angel Reese, and Cardosa as the starting five over there for Chicago Sky. Going over to New York Liberty, biggest thing is that Laney is still out. Laney is still dealing with that injury that has plagued her before the Olympic break and everything, where she missed a good chunk of games. So we should still see Phoebich in the starting lineup over here for the New York Liberty. And then over here for the Sparks, kind of like, at least for me, late news, just out of nowhere. Ari McDonald, she's going to be out. She's going to miss tomorrow's game. So the rotation of the guards, where it's like, oh, we always had a dart throw in regards to what we were getting over here for them with Ray Burrell, with Zaya Cook, Kia Nurse, and things like that. Kind of shortened now. We don't have to worry too much in regards to it, because now we know for a fact that Burrell, Zaya, somebody's going to definitely be out there getting those minutes, especially with the fact that Stephanie Talbot is also going to be out as well, and Lexi Brown. So definitely some things kind of short up a little bit in regards to what I was wondering exactly how to target and where I was going to go for the Sparks. So but we should see Azare, she should still be out there for them, and Hamby, of course, to round out the starting five over there for them. Head on over to DraftKings, the site that I play the most on the site. If you guys don't have an account, you want one, check the link down in the description below so you guys can get that deposit match bonus and join your boy over here on the King. Now, I am going to do my best to actually include some props and things as I go through each one. And I will say this when it comes down to the props. These lines have been out for like 3-4 days. So, of course, lines have been moving left and right. If you caught some early value, good on you. That's really nice. But I will say, definitely hunt for some good lines. You don't have to just jump on some crazy lines just because you want to play today. Take some unders, things like that. Focus on maybe some of the players that played in the Olympics. Take some unders on those, especially for the older ones like DT, like Brittany Griner, things like that. I know they might not play too many minutes, but unlike some players who actually got to just chill back at the crib and, just run a couple of scrimmages, things like that. Some of these players that were overseas, travel, all that stuff, might have some jet lag, things like that. Definitely something for us to take into account, especially if their lines just seem a bit too high for what they have been producing, what they've been doing already on the season. So definitely something to take in mind. So take advantage of sites like Pick Six for DraftKings, Chalkboard, Prize Picks, Underdog, all these sites that have the props. Hunt for the best line before you just lock into something. Don't force any plays. We have plenty of games left coming up throughout the rest of the season. We have I want to say 10 or something games to close out this week going into next. So there's plenty of games to choose from. Now, going ahead and starting with it straight up, looking at the Phoenix Mercury over here. I already said it. Kalia Copper, to me, this is a Kalia Copper game. She's going up against one of, if not, I'd say one of the weakest paint defenses in the league, and we already know her cutting, slashing ability is there. But just she's one of those players that you burn her, she's going to go out there, she's going to do what she got to do, she's going to get it. And I do believe that she is going to be able to go out here and get that going up against her former squad, who they did do her dirty. Trading her in the offseason, she was originally the face of this Chicago Sky team. And granted, she did go to a better situation than Phoenix Mercury team that can definitely go out here and win XYZ. But I do think maybe even having her over there with the Angel Reese, that could have been a pretty good potent combo for them to have in regards to it. But Kalia Copper 10-4 definitely be a pay up option I would take on the day. We do know she is going to take a good chunk of shots out there, especially if DT is not really getting going. Maybe DT does have the jet lag, things like that. The defense that she will deal with, either Lindsay Allen, Onion Wnba, Kennedy Carter. I'm not scared of those defenses right there. Onion, she is going to have the size, but I doubt Onion will be able to stay with the slashing ability that Copper actually does have. And if Copper is on one and she's banging them threes, if she goes out here and takes 11 threes in this game and just is efficient out here with it and also brings it on the defensive side, maybe grabs us a couple of boards and things like that as well, that's going to be a really big day. Really, really big day for Copper. 10-4, do not mind that. I definitely do think she is priced up there where you do have to decide, do I want to play Copper? Do I want to play Sabrina, who is also in a really good matchup as well, going up against the Sparks, who have been just a putrid defense, bottom 3 in the league. But Copper, the narrative, everything's behind her. 10-4. If you're making multiple lines, I definitely do think you should have her in one. Now, next player, Cloud. For me, I like the spot for Cloud. The price is like, I would rather just go ahead and get that 100 more to go ahead and play Copper just for the upside that she will have. And again, going up against a former team, even though this is a good spot for her, she definitely should be able to go out here and get us about 7 to 8 assists, depending on how hot Copper is going to be, especially if Copper's not really the one bringing the ball up the court. Cloud, the pick and roll between BG, getting BG going, things like that. You are going up against two rookies that you possibly could get some easy ticky-tacky fouls. You also could get some blocks and steals out there. And we do know Chicago does give up the most blocks in the league. I'm not going to say that Cloud's going to go in there and be blocking Angel Reese, but when you are taking hip shots, she definitely could actually get some blocks as well. But Cloud definitely has the upside. We know she can put us from triple doubles. Rebounding, she will get in there, grab a couple of boards. And again, she can go out there and get you a good double-digit scoring. She was one of those players that sat back at the crib and just chilled. So Cloud 10-3, GPP option, not a main focal point. I would just go ahead and rather pay up for Copper or Sabrina if I got to choose. BG 9-5, to me, that is honestly a low price tag for her. If I'm not going to play Copper, I definitely do want to find a way to get BG in my line. And I don't mind just stacking BG and Copper into a line because, like I said, Chicago gives up a lot of blocks. Brittany Griner, we know she plays in the paint. Cardosa, she plays in the paint. That could be an easy day, especially if they are trying to feature Cardosa more. I know that's something they worked on over the break, was trying to fit more in regards to getting Cardosa some of those easy looks and running some plays for her. Same thing even with Angel Reese. Like I've always said, I'm not joking when I say Angel Reese in the hip shot because she brings the ball so low whenever she is coming back up, even on offensive glass and boards and things like that. And if this could be one of those days that we can actually get Brittany Griner to actually rebound the ball, considering the fact that the Chicago Sky, they do not take a lot of threes. A lot of those shots are going to be right there inside the arc. It's not going to be outside. So some easy boards that BG can actually get. We know that she can rebound, but she is one of those laxy daisy, box out, you get the board type players. Now, if they do feature BG and she can go in there and punish Cardosa, punish Angel Reese, this could be a very big day for BG as well. In 9-5, when we were already playing close to 10K for her in certain spots right there, to me, honestly, way too low for the upside. And if you got to think about it, look back at what some of the opposing centers have done going up against Chicago Sky. On the season, Jonquil Jones went out here. She's had some pretty big games, big days going up against the Sky to close out before we had the break. You also had Ezzy was a big one that we continuously had went to in this matchup, in this spot, every single time when they had played, just because of the fact that block upside that they actually do bring whenever it came down to it. Tina Charles, she even was able to go out here and have a pretty big day. Alana Smith went out here and had a big day going up against them. So opposing centers, they definitely do find a way to go ahead and get those fantasy points going up against them, and those blocks is a big part of it. And of course, when you are the biggest player on the court, going up against a rookie, I do like the chance for BG. Now DT 8-6, I really don't like the price tag. Not something I'm too enticed with coming down to. More like, not even more, just the deepest GPP of GPP options. If the shot's not falling, she's not really doing too much. I don't see a world where DT is going to hurt me. I really just feel like this is going to be a game where they can feature Copper and they're going to feature Brittany Griner instead, but definitely GPP option 8-6. There are some better spots I think we can go to. I really don't see or feel the need, especially when I have Sykes, who is criminally priced on today's slate, going up to Diane Taurasi at the 8-6 price tag. Outside of that, really it is just those 4 starters that I would really want to focus on over here. Sophie Cunningham, she's been very mid, very mid for the season. She's had one blow up game over the last several games, going up against the Indiana Fever, who of course we know is a bottom 3 defense as well in the league. So I mean that can explain it. Went out there, she splashed a lot of threes. You definitely can go there if you want to get really different. I think that would be crazy, but no need to get too crazy on a 3-game slate to me, especially when we do have players that are mispriced. Mac, Herbert, Harrington, Taylor. I'm really not looking at any of those. Sugg Sutton, I'm not looking there at all. I think that's just honestly getting too cute. Over here on the Chicago Sky side, Angel Reese, I actually do like Reese. I do. GPP option 10-8. Again, I would rather come down and play for like Jonquil Jones, Hamby, Azare Stevens, things like that. Fee would be one I'd rather go ahead and pay up. But when you want to get a pivot, you want to get different, you definitely can go ahead and mix in with Angel Reese. Now, we do know, of course, like I said, she's been back here. They've been practicing. They've been running some plays. They're going to have to feature Reese, who has a lot of usage. They're going to have to feature Carter for the fact that you did go ahead and you traded away and we know she had a very high usage rate, but with her off the court, Reese, Carter, those were the main 2 players that saw a big boost in their production and their upside when it came down to it. Now, opposing power forwards going up against the Phoenix Mercury, they've done so. Melissa Smith, she dropped 33 fantasy points going up against them. Alyssa Thomas, she dropped 40. So if she's able to go out here and get her boards, and we know that Angel Reese is a pretty good double-double machine when she's out there, I don't hate it. I honestly don't hate it. We do know, even before BG came back, the Phoenix Mercury, they were having a pretty difficult time in regards to rebounding. Even with BG there, they still are mid-level when it comes down to boarding. And that, like I said, BG doesn't hunt and go ahead and chase down and fight for those boards. So that's something Angel Reese, she does. She has a very good nose for it. So I can't see her going out here getting the double-double. I can't see her going out here getting at least about 10 to 12 points. Definitely the upside for it. And we have to see what this offense is going to look like and what they're going to be able to go out here and do, for the fact of it's going to be a big change since the All-Star, since the All-Star break, because that's exactly when they made the trade. So Reese, definitely GP option you can mess with and go there. I really don't like Cardosa. I'm not going to go there, even though she's at 7-8. Just think this is going to be a tougher matchup for her going up against BG, and I do see some foul trouble definitely in the books for her here. Kennedy Carter, 9-9. I'll play that all day. Again, the usage is going to be there for her, especially if we do get word that she's fine. This is just an old questionable tag that they haven't taken off. Again, no Maria. She's going to have the ball in her hand. We already know that she is literally the fastest player in the league. Copper, she is going to go ahead and more than likely get the Copper matchup, but don't mind it. As long as she keep her head on straight. I know that she's been crashing out a bit on Twitter and everything, Instagram and stuff, but if she goes ahead, buckles in like Teaspoon has been able to get her to, especially just lead the charts for the team, she's going to have to go out there and play at least 33, 35 minutes, and if they want to even stay and have a chance in this game. But 9-9, Definitely, I know she's going to be above 10K, especially because I hear she at least drops about a good close to 40 fantasy points in this game. That's definitely going to be the mark for her here. Lindsay Allen, 6'5". The other spots we can go to, Isabel Harrison. I do have some interest in her, just for the fact that I know she is going to have to go ahead and go out there and play, especially for the fact that you are starting on your Wnba. That's less minutes or less someone else to cut in off the bench, and especially if Cardoso does get herself into foul trouble, Izzy will go ahead and get that burner run. 6K, it is a bit steep to pay for a bench player, so definitely if it lands and if it fits, and maybe you don't want to go down and play like a Dana Evans or something like that, I definitely could see going there. Now, I originally when I first looked at it, Onion Wnba, I was very indecisive if I actually wanted to go here for Onion, but at 4K, I I've learned so far throughout the season, don't get too cute. And she's going to start, long as she doesn't get the minutes yanked. If you're going to tell me she's going to play 20-ish minutes, I might as well go ahead. Now, we do have some other value on the slate, of course, because now we have Ray Burrell, we got Zaya Cook with the guard rotation over here for the Sparks. And we know that we do attack New York with opposing guards. So that is a spot that we can go to on the other side of it. But on your Wnba, 4K, I'm just not even going to question it. Go ahead, lock it in. That is pretty much one of your staple value plays that you can go to on the day slate. If you want to get cute, different, and you want to mess around with something, hope Banham goes out there and gets a decent amount of run. Or the Shield, she goes out there, maybe plays 10-15 minutes, and we know she can produce if the shot is falling and she's fine and the knees aren't bothering her, anything like that. I don't mind going to DD as a possible play. And then Mariah Jefferson, depending on how Lindsay Allen is doing out there, and maybe if they want to get a better look, because Mariah is going to be on the books going into next season, I definitely could see going with Mariah Jefferson as well as a deep GPP play. Nothing else. Turner, not going to go there. Not going to mess with her at all as well. Going over to Washington, like I said, we do got Sykes back. We do have Carly Samuelson is back. We do have Austin back. For me, everyone is too priced up over here on this team outside of Sykes, outside of Austin. And yeah, I'm not even gonna mess with Carly, but Sykes and Austin, they are mispriced. Everyone else is still priced up as if Sykes and Austin and Carly are out. SWK 76, I'm not paying for that. Dolson at 7-7, that's not bad because she has been putting up some pretty decent numbers, but the matchup, not really gonna go there for what her price is. Misha Hines Allen, hell no at 8-5. She's coming off the bench again. I know she's gonna go out there and play maybe 20 minutes because they're not gonna run Austin for her full run that she's gonna get, but we still do have Leah Edwards, who's gonna have to get some burn in minutes as well to be out here, and maybe we might actually see the Leah Edwards and Austin lineups out here a little bit more. But again, Misha at 85, that's not even worth it. Ariel Atkins, 9-1, going up against a tough matchup, going up against the Minnesota Lynx. Really not looking to go there either. Again, for me, over here on the Washington side, Sykes at 7-9, love that. Especially if you're going to tell me Sykes is not on a minutes limit. I don't care that they're going up against the Minnesota Lynx. Sykes is Sykes. Sykes, the uses that she commands when she's out there on the court, it's ridiculous. Especially if that three ball is falling in 14 minutes. She dropped 18 points, 29.25 fantasy points. Who else is doing that? Who else is legit doing that? At 7-9, you're going to tell me that maybe she can go out here and actually play about 25 minutes in this game, 30, if the foot's not bothering her or she doesn't tweak her ankle again. I'm taking it all day. 7-9, love the price, love the upside and everything that she can actually bring in this matchup. And then, of course, Shakira Austin at 5-5. We know she can go out here and put up some pretty decent numbers and be a good fantasy point per minute player. If you look at it, pretty much every game where she was playing 20 minutes, she was giving us over 20 fantasy points. Only game she didn't do that was going up against Phoenix Mercury, where she shot 3 of 11, really didn't get any of her boards, didn't have any blocks or anything going on for her, and turned the ball over just a little bit. But other than that, double-digit scoring in every single game. So if you can get her on the books for at least 10 points, I would definitely smash the over on that as a possible play for you to go ahead and take for her. And then at minimum, I'll give her about 4 to 5 boards in today's game. But outside of that, 5-5, I do like the upside for her. I definitely do think she's a value play that we can go to. And I say value just because she's sitting at 5-5. Good fantasy point per minute player. Love the upside. Not going to mess with Emily Engster. I don't think that she'll actually get the minutes, especially with everyone actually being back. Their big rotation is going to be too big. And then Melbourne, unless you feel like SWK is really not getting the minutes, Van Loo might struggle or something like that. Maybe you can come down here and go to Jade, but really that's kind of getting cute to me, especially at 4-6. I could just go ahead and just play Onion Wnba. I know they're in different positions, but I would rather just go ahead and just do that. Going over to the Minnesota Lynx side, you guys already know this is Fee's team. Fee, she's healthy, she's good to go, she's back. 10-9, definitely a pay up option that we can go to. Not scared of the Austin defense, not scared of Dolson being out there. Fee's gonna go downhill, get to the paint, and just be the best player and continue what could have been an MVP campaign for her if Asia wasn't doing what she's doing out here right now. Being straight up honest. but the rebounds, they'll definitely be there for her. Her block is still upside. The playmaking that she's actually was showing before she went down with that foot injury and everything, the scoring upside, all those things. I love her on the books right now. They had her at 18.5, 19.5 points. Definitely smashing it over in that. This is a game where I can see her go out here getting about 22, 23 points, maybe even 25. That'll be just a high end of what she can actually go out here and do. But fee 10-9, if I'm paying up for a stud, definitely do not mind going there to her as a possible play. Outside of that, Alana Smith at 9-3, I don't like that. Again, she is kind of priced up because fee was out for quite a bit of time, especially in the season. I'm not going to play that for her. Caitlin McBride 8-8, I don't hate it, but I do kind of like the spot for Courtney Williams. We know the upside can be there for it, and going up against Washington before the break, she played 33 minutes in the game, dropped 39.5 fantasy points. Yes, really great scoring game from her. In that matchup where she dropped 17 points, but the assist, rebounding, she is one of those players that can stuff the stat sheet, especially if she's getting it going. And Courtney Williams actually coming off a break, I really actually do like it. First game on the season, first game, 29 minutes, she dropped 39.24 fantasy points. I understand that was going up against Seattle, but it's just something about Courtney Williams. Whenever she has a break and she's come back, she normally puts up some pretty good numbers and good buckets. So I don't hate or mind that at all. Bridget Carlson at 8K. I think there's other guards I'd rather go to versus paying 8K for Bridget. Right there, again, I'd rather just find that 300, go up and get up to Courtney Williams. So not going to be a staple or a must that I have to get to Bridget. Again, if she's not knocking down that 3-point shot, she's not going to really do too much for us. So deep GPP, not someone that you got to focus on. Dorka, Heidemann, Zendelicini, Diamond Miller, Cone, Peely, not really looking at any of these players. I will say that Diamond Miller, if you think maybe they actually work her back into the rotation, she's had time to heal. I know she was playing sparring minutes. Maybe they actually, I mean, she's only in her second season, and I think it's way too early to actually give up on her. But again, I really hate the Lynx coach. I really do hate the Lynx coach because sometimes her rotation stuff just don't make any sense. But Diamond Miller, definitely a GPP option. Can let you go ahead and get off of Wnba. If you think Onion might just be the bust of the day, definitely can take a GPP chance on Diamond. GPP, not your main staple. Only if you're making multiple lines would be the only way I look to go in right there. All right, going over to the last game that we have on the slate. Again, as always, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss any content I'm dropping over here on the channel. And drop a like on the video, man. Definitely helps out the channel, helps me grow, and continues to get the content out to more people. Going over here to the New York Liberty side, for me, really, it's Sabrina. I love the spot for Sabrina. Sabrina has cooked LA in both games that they played going up against them. And I want to say she dropped close to 40 fantasy points in both those games. 38 in 35 minutes. She dropped 52 and 46 fantasy points. The assist upside, that's there for her. And we can say that Sloot is on the decline. Sloot has not looked as good as what she has in years past. It's definitely been just painful to watch her out there. But Sabrina, the scoring, we know she's going to go out there. She's going to splash some threes. And she is going up against the worst, well, bottom 2 defense in the league in the Los Angeles Sparks. Hopefully they do shore up some things out here in the game. But Sabrina, love the upside, especially you don't have Laney out there jacking up some shots, crazy shots and things like that. And Stewie, maybe Stewie could take a backseat here in this game, in this matchup. And Sabrina just at 10-6. I love, just really am loving the upside. And I do actually like to pair Sabrina with either Jonquel Jones or Phoebich. Now I know the day-old thing for me is when I play Jones, normally it's Stewie. I play Stewie, then it's going to be Jones that actually goes off. So, as always, if you're making one line with one, just try to find a way to make another line where you play the other one just to get yourself some safety. Because I promise you, you're going to make your line, you're going to feel good about it, and the other one's going to go off. It always happens, at least for me. Or you can avoid both of them and just play Phoebich, who is sit at 7K, and we know she's going to start. We know she's going to be out there for the fact that they do not have Benijah Laney, and those minutes have to go somewhere. So, long as Phoebich is the one actually starting and slid into the starting lineup, because they were playing Kennedy Burke. Burke was out there. She did start these last 2 games out there for them. But if they do start Burke at 6-1, I don't mind coming out here to her. I will say I do like some other guards here in the matchup, in the spot, and just on the slate period, especially when I can get my Brittany Sykes, I can get my Copper and Carter, things like that. But at 6-1, that's definitely very enticing to me. Very enticing to go there to Kennedy Burke if she starts. If. Not going to pay that much for Kayla Thornton. Think she's a little bit too much here in this price. Dorka, Baby Sabley, all these other players. This is Sabley would be the only other one that I would consider. We do know that they are very high on her. They like the production, they like the upside, they like the future outlook for Sabley, and they have been working and trying to develop her. But other than that, I'm not going to really mess with anything else over here. So for me, really, main play, love Sabrina here today in the spot. Definitely would go to Jonquel Jones over Brianna Stewart here today. Phoebich, Kennedy Burks, depending on who actually starts, definitely I can see them fitting into my lineup as being a last piece that actually need to get. I don't know why they have Phoebich as a guard. That really kind of sucks because she is a forward. That really does suck that they actually have Phoebich listed as a guard. That's so stupid because the forward pool over here for New York is shit, and you have most of the players who actually play the forward position as guards. That's so dumb because even Kennedy Burke plays the forward spot for them. All right, going over to the Sparks, this is definitely something that we're gonna have to dig into, especially like I said, the guard rotation has been cut down a little bit because now you don't have Ari McDonald today. You don't have Lexi Brown. We know she's out dealing with her little sickness and everything that she has going on. Dangerfield is just Dangerfield. I would not play her even if you paid me to play her. Keith Nurse, she's in the starting lineup, and if Nurse isn't cooking, Nurse isn't doing anything, we know she'll get pulled. Clarendon is kind of the wild horse to me. She's the vet. She definitely can go out here and have a decent game. I'm not gonna say that she can't. It's just a question of, is she gonna actually get the minutes? In the two games that they played going up against New York, 11 and 15 minutes, 14 and 8.5 fantasy points. I could see this being a spot where she blows up and she has a great game. If they start her, I wouldn't mind looking to her. I will say that the main rotation will be between Clarendon, Burrell, and Zaya. Now, depending on which guard comes off the bench, is gonna dictate who gets hot. Who actually is hot is who they're going to actually run with. Zaya, don't mind her at 3-3. We know she can go out there. She can score. Little guard. She can do a little something. Burrell, she looked more aggressive so far this year. 32 minutes in the last game going against Seattle. She dropped 30.75 fantasy points. If you're going to tell me I can get that from Burrell here in this spot, especially if she starts, I love the outlook and love the upside for her, especially going up against New York, who, again, we have always attacked with opposing guards because we're not scared of Sabrina defense. And if they're still going to start Sloot and they're not going to take her out of that starting lineup, and then you always can go ahead and attack Sloot, especially because she is a step too slow nowadays. So either one of those right there, depending on who actually starts. If it's Clarendon, I won't hate it. Don't mind going there. But if it is Burrell, definitely will have some interest there. Again, there's a lot of guards to actually want to play and go to for today. Going here to the forward position, of course, we're going to know Wnba, Stevens, and Rakia. That's going to be our main ones. Lee, she might start. I would be surprised if she does, to be honest, because I know before the Olympics started, she left early. She left to go over for her team, and then we got to see Azare Stevens in the Wnba show. Stevens was sitting at the center position. Wnba is playing the power forward spot. So if they run with that normal starting lineup, I have a little bit of interest in Wnba at 10-5. That would be the spot where we can actually attack New York. Is with opposing power forwards. The usage that she has is very high, and I don't mind looking to Rakia as a GPP option. I just think the 8-2 is a bit too much for me to want to pay for Rakia here. I know her usage, it's been crazy, it's been good, but if Rakia is not getting that ball to fall, which in the two games going up against New York this season, she played 21 and 16 minutes, did not have a good showing at all versus them. And I will tell you the truth, Benija Laney did not play in either one of those games. So she didn't have that crazy defense on her from Benija. New York figured out a way to stifle her, and they gave her fits. Now, if she was able to go back, sit down, go to the drawing board, figure out a little bit of something when she's going up against New York, that'll be a different story. But at 8-2, I really do feel that it is a bit much to play for Rakia. I would just rather go ahead and figure out, how am I going to get up to Azare? Am I going to play go ahead to Wnba today? Those would be what I would rather look to instead. I'm not going to force Rakia at the 8-2 unless I land on it, or again, make multiple lineups. Definitely a deep GPP option, not something that you have to force or jump to on today's slate. All right, before I get out of here, I'm going to go ahead and look over at the Prize Picks prop board. Again, you don't have to play just over on Prize Picks, but if you guys don't have a Prize Picks account, you want one, check the link down in the description so you guys can get that deposit match bonus. Showing your boy over here on Prize Picks. And again, there are tons of other prop sites that we can go to. You got Chalkboard, you have Underdog, you also have Pick Six, and pretty sure that Sleeper and some of these other places actually has some WNBA as well. But looking through the board real quick, popular tab, I'm not going to really focus on there. I love going over to the combo tabs to go ahead and look through some of the plays and things that we can actually go to. I don't mind this fee and Copper for their over for their 43.5. That would be a lean, not something that's a major play that you have to go to on today's slate. Let's look at assist combos. Assist combos, the Natasha Cloud and Sabrina one, both guards in really great matchups for their assist totals. Already like Cloud's assist at 7. That's really good, easy push. And then Sabrina, definitely 9 assists in both games going up against the Los Angeles Sparks, even with Sloot being out there. Don't mind playing that at all whatsoever, because that should be an easy over, especially if Sabrina is dishing the ball as well in the matchup. Actually really love this one right here. That 13 assists right there, that is a really easy combo right here. There is no Ari McDonald. Ari McDonald's out, so we don't even have to worry about that right there as well. Going over to the rebounding tab over here, I will say maybe the Angel Reese and Fee 22.5 rebound. That one might not be one that's bad. If you do feel like maybe both Reese and Brittany Griner can actually go out there and snag rebounds together, I don't mind that 19.5. Again, I do have Reese to go out here and at least be able to get 10 rebounds for her double-double like she normally does. I really do believe that she will actually be able to do that. Opposing power forwards going up against the Phoenix Mercury, they have been rebounding very decently throughout the season. And again, if Melissa Smith can go out here and get rebounds going up against the Phoenix Mercury, and she's a mid-level, sometimes gets pulled player, AT, we already know her triple-double upside, her ways that she actually goes and she plays with Angel Reese, who literally makes her game off rebounding. She should have no issue going out here getting enough rebounds. It's just a matter of if Brittany Griner can be able to go out here and pull her weight. That's why I really would actually like the upside for Fee in the matchup instead, to go out there and be able to actually get the rebounds instead. The 3-point combo, actually the Copper and Sabrina combo, that's not bad. Again, I do expect for Copper to be out here chucking it, and then we already know Sabrina's going to take at least about 6 or 7 threes. It's just a matter of how many she can make. I can see Sabrina going out here making 2 to 3 threes. It's just a matter of Copper can actually help pull the weight on the other side right there. Going over to the points, Kennedy Carter, 21 points. As long as she's playing, she's good to go like that. Kalia Copper, 19.5. Goblin, definitely would take that. Unfortunately, we can't get a regular line. That's the one thing I do actually hate about Prize Picks. That's what I'm saying. Look to the other books, especially if you're looking for some normal lines, because that right there is ridiculous that I can't get a normal line for Clea Copper. You're really trying to force my hand, and either I'm going to take a discount for the 19.5, or I'm going to pay for a ridiculous line that, yes, maybe she can go out here and hit in a revenge narrative spot going up against a former team, but come on, man. To lock us in and make us have to choose in between that is really stupid. Fee being out here at the 14.5, if you are looking for like a bankroll building play, I would definitely take that. Oh my gosh, wow, that is crazy that we can't get just the regular lines on some of these. That is so stupid. I really do hate that. That is dumb. That is really dumb. I would take the under on Ariel Atkins, honestly, for like PRA. If that's up there, a decent line. Not gonna mess with that. Nope. Really not too much I actually like over here for the points on today. Going over to rebounds again, Reese 9.5. I would take that again. I got her for 10. Definitely got her for 10. So if you're looking to like make some easy power twos, Angel Reese for her 9.5 rebounds, easy day for her to get 10. Love that right there. Definitely be a play I would go to if I am looking for something to take right there. Copper, Cardoso, Brittany Griner, DT. No, none of these really look too enticing over here. Jonquil Jones at the 9 rebounds. That's something I can definitely mess with. That's not a bad one. I definitely can see us going over there to that. The assist, Cloud. Wow, we can only get Cloud at 5.5. She was at 7 over here. She was definitely at 7. I would take the over on the 5.5 for sure. That's another one that you could use to build your bankroll as well. You could definitely come over here. Sabrina, 6 assists. That's pushing it. That honestly is pushing it for Sabrina at the 6, but I don't mind it just because the history and the matchup for her is an easy day. Courtney Williams was sitting up here at 5.5, but of course they ganked it. So that's what I said. Again, shop for your lines, because Price Picks, they've been on their bull a lot really with pulling lines or just alting stuff and everything. And again, like I said, these things have been up for the last 3 days. So a lot of lines have been moved, shifted, and everything. As you can see, we can't get some normal lines for players that we normally would actually would have gotten throughout the season. So definitely check that stuff out. But